Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, how are all you happy hashers? Yo, what's up, what's up? And of course, we've always got Jason the Tiger Osborne with It's an FA Friday night. You know, he's always that first comment, dude. I love this guy for being the first comment all the time. Yo, what's going on? Here. Right. I did see him like what was it, last week? It was either Friday or Saturday of last week. Somebody got in way before him and was the first comment. I was like, whoa, somebody's in before Jason the Tiger Osborne. No way. And it hasn't happened since. It was just the one time, just the once. What's going on, Doom with the FA? What's up, what's up? And got the high speed going. Ja, yeah.
Chill, boy.
Yeah, get it, boy. 6 people and like 4 likes. What?
I see 6 likes.
Right? I see. Well, that's YouTube shows me. YouTube shows stuff all messed up all the time. It's like how can you have a playback of 50 playbacks and you're still live? How? Jason's like, I just right.
I'm glad you try.
You know, that is a rare concept.
Shows commitment.
But it's rare. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but if he's young like yourself, Mikkel, 20s, early 30s,
probably he's a little older than me, according to his videos anyway that I've seen.
Right. You never know.
Probably
you never know.
Older than me. Probably mid to late 30s, maybe.
Right. It's like I swear my generation was like some of the last generation that got taught just show up on time. You get up no matter how much you partied the night before to go to work because bills don't pay themselves.
That's right.
It's like I don't care if you were out all night at the bar, getting your groove on, drinking some brews with the buds. Yeah, you still got to get up in the morning. You still got to keep that electric bill on, because if you don't keep the electric bill on, the miners turn off. Yo, ain't that the truth?
Right, that's right.
Right. Do we just want to hop into that hot topic that's been going on the last week with the gamers? What
kind of fuckery is going on here, man?
Right. It fucking Newegg, dude. Let's just jump right into it. Fucking Newegg. They just fucking people. And if you don't know, there's another YouTuber, Steve, from Gamers Nexus. Check him out if you haven't. Great wealth of knowledge. He's just and he's setting up equipment so he could do testing. Cool stuff from him. But he had ordered up a motherboard. Didn't realize that it was now small little text that said open box. It used to say it, and I'll agree with Steve on this one. It used to sit there in the title. It would say open box, big bold letters, and then the product name. Now they make it a little itty bitty little blip at the bottom of everything. So if you're just quickly scanning, in stock, boom, that's all you're doing sometimes, especially if you're needing something for testing purposes. Then he finds out, he's like, I don't even need this. Just he goes back in there, does the return on it, and whenever anything gets returned to Newegg, it's supposed to go through a check system. Basically, they scan it coming in to the facility. Then somebody physically opens up the box and inspects it. Now, if it's brand new, it should still have the wrapper on it. No need to go any further. But if it's an open box, now the technician's got to go open up that said box and then go in and inspect everything. And if it's an open box motherboard, they're going to flip the CPU section open, look at it underneath a microphone. A microscope, and see if there's any.
Let me turn a microphone.
Right. I know words, but
you don't know words, George.
Right. And they look at all the pins on there. Well, they found an astronomical shit ton of fucking smashed pins.
Yeah.
Steve nobody in shipping and receiving even opened the box. They got a return label and they went slapped it over the top of their label that got sent to them, and they put it in. And
it's partial fault for not looking at it before he sent it back, but
it gets even better.
It gets even better. Just sending it back, like you.
But you
wouldn't expect anything happening.
But yeah, you would think that, but it gets better. It gets way better.
I wouldn't
so much better. It's like Newegg sat.
It gets better worse.
Right. It was like Newegg sat there and they were like, you know how sometimes people shoot themselves in the foot? Well, they're using a 9mm. This is how you use a pump action 12 gauge at your foot. Wow! When they sent the stuff back to Steve, and the person in shipping and receiving opens up the box. And at this point, it realizes that this box that it's sitting in was ripped open by an animal, it looks like. And not this animal. And I think this one would have even opened it up better than these people did. They taped it back together. So he pulls the motherboard out and he's like, I don't see any remnants of thermal compound anywhere. Flips open the CPU socket lid. He's like, yep, this is damaged CPU. And there was a sticker on the front of the motherboard from Gigabyte. Oh, wow. Imagine that. An RMA sticker on the motherboard. For what? A damaged board. Guess who didn't have the RMA done because they weren't going to spend $100 for a new CPU socket? Newegg. Oh, now it gets to that point where was it malicious or was it just like a new person scanning stuff in, put it on the shelf, big old pile of stuff, didn't realize that it was back from Gigabyte for an RMA, but somehow it got put in the inventory with a badass fucking damaged box, listed as open boxed, and listed it for sale. And it still had the RMA sticker on it. And you would think that at some point in time, Newegg had not one, but 2 chances to correct this. 2 chances, and they blew it. Now, at that point, my mind goes, that's malicious. That is intent. And the reason why is that if the technician was looking at the CPU and saw the damaged pins, he should have seen the RMA sticker that was on there that was from them.
I mean, clearly. I mean, one would think that if you were looking at it and you seen the sticker and then it would cause you to look at it, you would know that something's wrong, so you would fix it. One would think.
Right. One would think that,
instead
the technician
look,
was like,
sticker. Bin pins.
Right. And instead of going,
A, they did that, or B, they never ever looked at it, and they knew. Well, I mean, they couldn't even done
if
that.
They never even
got
looked.
It sent,
now,
they
if
probably
it,
got
if,
it sent back from your
if
customer.
If they fucking sat there and hit Gamers Nexus on it like that,
a lot of hey, I fucked up.
Then that is like damn near criminal intent at that point. If they go to scan it in and they're like, oh yeah, this pops for bent pins, and they type that in and never inspect anything on it, then yeah, they were trying to stuff a customer. And the only reason why Newegg's willing to do something is that Steve is publicly giving them a bad reputation because he's got enough reach.
It's happened multiple times because people have reached out to him since then,
Oh yeah.
and have said stuff and like, yo, like this is what's happened. And you're like, you know, and he even made that point. He was like, I said something and I'm a public figure, and they're responding to me. He goes, and they still gave me the runaround at the beginning. They gave him the complete runaround until they
realized who he was.
Until he said who he was, and then they were like, oh, and he said the whole conversation changed. He goes, everything changed. They were on point with everything since then.
No, they've been trying to call him ever since, and he refuses to answer.
That's what I said. They're like on point ever since they found out who he was.
Right.
They're trying.
It's like, oh no, he's going to give us a bad reputation. Oh God. It's like, no, you guys.
We know it'll say something.
Right.
He's like, yeah, you're right, I did. And I'm going to keep saying it.
And there was a bunch of people who've reached out to him. Same story. And then it gets even better that Brett from UFC Tech sits there and kind of shares his insight on things, where he got put into their affiliate program, and they were paying him for content, and they were supposed to supply him like $5,000 worth of equipment every year, and he can do up to 2 videos a day, or two videos a week for them, and they would flat pay him for any of that exposure. He goes to try to order up stuff. They say, "Oh yeah, no, we can't give you all of that stuff." And then out of the blue, a lot of the stuff shows up. He does like 1 or 2 of the videos, 2 videos, and doesn't get paid for it. He's, at this point, he's getting so tired with the runaround. And then they ask him for the equipment back, and he's like, "That's fine." He's like, "I wasn't able to get to it," and he's like, at this point, with all the frustrations, he's like, "I don't even want to deal with this anymore, or you guys." And he sends it all back. They gave him like 5 or 6 different shipping labels, and he sends them out. And then a couple of months goes by, and they were like, "Did you put everything into one box?" There was a computer case in there because it was supposed to be for a build, a full build. And he's like, "No, and you guys gave me 5 or 6 different labels to ship everything as an individual in the original boxes." So they only got one of the items back from the way that their warehouse shows. And he was able to go onto the tracking numbers at that point. And he, something that he can't do now because the tracking number is no longer valid because it's already been delivered. But he showed that all the packages got delivered to Newegg. So they've got an issue going on with their warehouse, big time.
Somebody is checking things as they come in.
Yeah, they like either corporates putting pressure on them to reject as many returns as possible, and somebody made a careless mistake of restocking something that was supposed to be basically DOA, dead on arrival type of thing, and they just do a tax write-off on it. And somebody knew, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt on some of this stuff, but at the point of the return itself, either the technician is just going, "Oh, motherboard, the package is open, bent pins," and that shows a breakdown with their return policy.
Right.
I mean, there is too many places where Newegg dropped the ball.
Clearly in the wrong. And they're still just like.
And then they try to give they're trying to give Gamers Nexus the $500 back. They're trying to do everything right. But in
Newegg gives Newegg a bad reputation. Yeah.
yeah, and you go
Bring
to
back Tiger
Brett,
Direct.
yeah, right. And then you get like Brett with UFC Tech. Here it is. He did 2 videos, right?
Yep.
They didn't really owe him anything. They did 2 videos, and they were supposed to be part of his live stream charity giveaway for SYNGAP 1, which is the rare seizure disorder that his kids got. For people who don't know,
they pull.
Yeah, and so there was it was supposed to be an 11900K series Intel CPU that was supposed to be given away.
Right.
4 months later, nothing. So Brett took the one out of his computer that he did all of his editing with, sent it to the guy. And the guy was cool about it, was used. He's like, it's in good shape. It works. He's like, I don't really care. It's just nice that you were able to do that. So he said that Brett gets back with Newegg, and he's like, don't worry about it. I already sent him mine. Now I've got to go get a new one. So they were like, oh, we'll have to get a hold of Intel to have them ship it to you, because it's like, okay, was the giveaway from you or Intel? The way that they handled that. They should have had it on their shelf, and they should have just sent it out.
If it was like a product.
Right.
Right. It's like as if when we do giveaways on like DogeLord.com, right? I purchased the products on DogeLord.com and had them sent to them because we don't hold DogeLord.com products.
Right.
Newegg holds computer parts
right.
in their warehouse.
Right.
Why would you contact? Like, oh, we gotta contact Intel to do it. Why? You sell the parts and you have them in your warehouse. Why do you gotta contact Intel?
Right. You said it. You're participating.
Why do you gotta take that extra step?
Right.
Intel's not participating. You're participating, not on Intel's behalf.
Right. So I mean, they like Newegg is just getting shadier and shadier. I mean, come on. Think about with how they're doing the fucking GPUs. You're getting put into a lottery to see if you can win the chance to buy a motherboard. I mean, a GPU or an explodey power supply, right?
Explodey power supply. Yep.
It's like, I'm trying to get a GPU. Why the fuck are you selling me a motherboard? I did not need that. If I've already, DCA'd into my PC, I've already got the motherboard. I've got a case. I have a power supply. I have RAM. I have my CPU. Everything's good to go, except for trying to find an unobtainium GPU.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, why do I need to have a motherboard when I already have one? And why do you dictate which fucking motherboard, and I can't choose the motherboard that I want?
Right.
We're going to sell an EVGA GPU, and we're going to sell you an Asus TUF GPU, even though that they're also clearly selling it in an Asus TUF GPU up above it's like, okay, you could have done the Asus TUF GPU and motherboard as the combo, because now you're talking about a theme. Get an Asus power supply in a nice case and you're good to go.
Right.
But no, you're going to get an EVGA with the fucking Asus motherboard. What the fuck? And why? What happens if I don't like fucking Intel? I cannot stand Intel chips. I've been an AMD CPU fan for well over 10 years. It's like, but they're going to fucking sell me an Intel motherboard because I wanted that particular GPU.
Keep in mind, it says Newegg Shuffle is still better than EVGA Q3.0.
Yes.
I mean, he's not wrong. I've only gotten 2 notifications from EVGA ever.
I've never gotten anything
personally.
from EVGA.
So yeah, man, there you go. Nim's never got anything on EVGAQ. I've gotten 2 things on EVGAQ. Out of the 3060s, 3060 Ti's, 3070s that I have on Q,
And if you want to get on the
all I've
queue with
got
the if,
was both the 3060s, both of them, the
and if
XC and the black. That's it.
and if you want
That's cool.
if you want to be on the EVGA, if you want the Kingpin, you better be a part of their fucking VIP fucking program.
I'm part of the VIP program.
Huh?
I'm part of the VIP program. It's free.
Yeah, but still, it's an extra step. Why the fuck do I need to sign up for? And it's like I kind of get it from EVGA, but at the same time, I don't want their fucking marketing team to have personal information like that. And my email is my personal information.
If you want to get in on some of the GPU B stock drops on Newegg or on EVGA, you have to be an elite member in order to do that.
Right.
Have to be. It's kind of like Best Buy's new thing that they rolled out with getting graphics cards. You got to be a part of their paid tier in order to get graphics cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna sell you an overpriced fucking GPU, but you gotta pay for a membership for that ability to do that. The fuck? It's like, wow.
At that point, it's no different than going and buying a GPU sniping bot. You know what I mean?
And
at that point, if you got to go pay for a service to get your GPU from the actual retailer, like, at what point is it wrong for you to go buy a bot to do it for you?
And if you're going to be spending all that money,
it's gonna do it, you know.
And if you're going to spend all that kind of money, and you're not buying an astronomical shit ton of GPUs, you might as well just go to eBay and fucking take one of the scalped GPUs. Go to StockX, get a scalped GPU.
Pretty expensive on there, man. I look at them all the time, and I'm like, oh, they're right there. They're for sale too. You know what I mean? Like you can go
Founders Edition, guaranteed, no LHR here.
Totally go and buy it, but I'm like, so expensive.
Yes.
Every time I look at it,
I've done it. I mean, there's a reason why I got a whole 3060 Ti rig to build out. You know.
Yep. I have. Excuse me.
I mean, you'll have a bunch of miners out there that'll be like, "Hey, hold off on buying GPUs, guys. We don't know how the market's gonna be," and I get it.
I've gotten a few new communities here recently, and a bunch of people ask me that. They're like, should I buy a mining rig? Like, should I do it? And I'm like, so.
Yeah.
I have to explain to them. I'm like, it's a real hard decision. I was like, as a miner, I'm gonna buy a mining. I already got mining rigs, so buying a graphics card to me isn't a sweat to then like buying a new mining rig, because you gotta buy everything and be prepared to do it. I'm already there. Like, I could go buy a graphics card tomorrow and I wouldn't like bat an eye with ETH going up proof of stake in like a few months. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I already got the infrastructure to be a miner, so I'm not. That's what makes me not really have to worry about it. I can add a graphics card and be okay. You know what I mean? They have to buy everything. They gotta learn everything. Like, it's gonna take them months to get all that like down and set up. So I explain that to them, you know. I'm like, and if you're only going after it to mine Ethereum, like, and that's all you care about, this is not the time for you to do this. Like, if that's all you care about is mining Ethereum, like, there's too much speculation upon like how long Ethereum is going to be put off. If we get word, you know, in the next month or so, they're going to put it off to the end of the year, I mean, that's going to be a different call. You could make the call now and buy like a small mining rig maybe and be okay. You could be all right. But
I tell people more that it's like,
wouldn't be like the best idea.
I'd be like, you know, how good is your gaming rig? I'd be like, how good is your gaming rig? And, you know, it's like, I'd start just there, dude. You know, it's like, just have a badass fucking gaming rig And at that
Usually when I
point,
say
it
that,
doesn't
mhm,
matter if you leave it on overnight.
right. Usually I'm at that point when they answer the question. If they answer the question with like, oh well, I just really want to mine Ethereum, or they answer the question with, well, I know there's other coins to mine, then I know that they're at least inclined enough that there are other coins that they can mine that could be profitable. At that point, you know where you can take the conversation. You know what I mean? It's like they answer that question.
Well,
Like, oh, well,
you
aren't there
almost
other
got
coins I can mine? And you're like,
you
yes,
almost got to
yes, there
start the
are.
conversation off with of what is your objective with mining? I
Right,
mean,
yeah, exactly.
you've
What's your
almost
end
got
goal?
it
What are you
right.
trying to do?
Are you trying to get
Trying to make passive
dollars?
income?
Are you
trying to get Ethereum?
it's like, are you trying to get
what are you
Bitcoin?
doing?
Are you just looking at somebody told you about Lamborghinis and you're like, ooh, Bitcoin, and you got a major clue?
I'm like, oh man, I want to go buy this cool NFT, but I need Ethereum, but I can't buy Ethereum. How do I get Ethereum? I can mine Ethereum. I got a gaming computer. How do I do that? Like,
Right.
I've met people that have said this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, like,
You got a goal.
You got a brain. You're using it. You're thinking of the thing. Like, you got a plan. Do it. Like, yeah, some NFTs are kind of stupid.
But then you've almost got to
some are cool, but then I'm like,
but then you've almost
cool.
got to you've almost got to sit there and like steer them a little bit, especially with the NFTs. Now, I'm not going to poo-poo on them.
Well,
I know you're
like,
expecting
if they know that they're trying to get Ethereum for a specific thing, like,
right?
But they know
at the same time,
they
almost
know where they want to go.
Well, you almost got to also sit there and kind of
got
look
a
at their
MetaMask
age.
wallet and like, all right, cool. You
Well,
just mine Ethereum in your MetaMask wallet, and
right.
you are like,
you're halfway there.
How you were halfway to the race, like
right.
You were almost there, man.
But you also come across like, you're looking at a 50-year-old guy and he's like, I just want to get, it's like an NFT. It looks, and I'm like, why do you want that NFT? If they're looking at the NFT to fucking just like moonshot, and I'd be like, dude, just get a Bitcoin ASIC.
I want this picture of a rock. I want this picture
an invisible rock, right? And it's like, then you have to go, okay, is this your retirement? And if they sit there and say yes, I'd be like, get a Bitcoin ASIC, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's speculative.
I want to stake Ethereum. And there's like tons of answers, but like
but you're also got to like look at the risk assessment behind it. When they have
a goal, that's usually key.
Right. It shows that they've done a little bit of research at least, but
at least they know where they want to go.
But you also got to
sure how to get there.
If you got to looking at an older guy and he's looking at, I'm gonna try to retire, and I'm like, bro, that is risk on. You're 50 years old. If something happens, you're not going to recover fast enough for retirement. Do you want to go with a less of a riskier option versus? Yeah, I mean, like buy Bitcoin, get a Bitcoin ASIC. But I see a 20-year-old guy, a 25, 30-year-old guy, I'll be like, yeah, it's probably garbage, but you could roll the dice. I've seen people make money with less.
Seen people make money with less.
So, man. I mean, like, but you're also looking at somebody who's 20 years old, 20 to 30 years old, and then they're, if they get wrecked, they've got a lot of years that they can still make up for it, versus somebody who's 50, 60 years old and their grandkids are all NFTs. And if he goes, hey, I want to get my grandkids NFTs, well, then that's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. I mean, like, there's some things like I've learned. Like, I'm getting a little bit further into the NFT space because I'm trying to, like, I want to learn more about it just for the aspect of, like, coding and, like, what's kind of going on. Like, why is there such a big hype about it? Like, what is driving it, man? Like, it's such a weird animal. Like, mining, we know what's happening. Like, we know what's going on. We know what the end goal is. We know how it ticks. Like, we know what's up. Like, but then, like, you get this stuff, and then, like, there's some that are just pictures of JPEGs, and I don't get it. And then you got some that I've stumbled upon recently that has to do with, like, animation, like animation cartoons. And if your NFT that you own is in that cartoon, you get paid a royalty. That's kind of cool. Like that's an interesting utility that I've never seen before. Use property that you own being rented.
And that was one of my that was one of my arguments. It's like
what? All right,
we're
cool.
so early in that space.
But those things aren't huge. You know what I mean? They're not like popping. But a fucking picture of a JPEG rock is like
right. Or fucking
thing, man.
or Bored Apes, Bored Apes or CryptoPunks. Oh yeah, I've got the only CryptoPunk, but there's 18,000 of them. But this is the only one.
Now
I'm like,
apes,
but there's
the apes are a little different now that I've kind of learned about it. It's a little bit different than the punks. Punks is kind of pointless to me, but an ape is almost pointless, but not quite pointless.
So you can sit there and merge them together. Who cares?
I would call them more of a stature. You know what I mean? Like they're more like I own this. Like
that's the digital their version of digital version of the Lambo.
Yeah, but now you get access to they actually have an actual like yacht party that's coming up that you have to have like verified proof that you own this. Like I guess that's interesting. Like
and
have an exclusive party.
And I've said it. I've seen that.
That's weird. It's getting a little weird,
but I've seen it where you buy an NFT and you get VIP access. You get VIP access to a website, or you get access to a secret website. I've seen some of those NFTs. Like I haven't seen one myself particularly, but through other people, there are NFTs that give you access to dark web stuff.
Yeah, man, there's some interesting. That's why I'm like, I learned that there's some crazy stuff out there. NFTs, and I'm like, and that's kind of like where I want.
I haven't tried to go down the rabbit hole.
I haven't gone that far, man. But I've heard about it, and some of the people that I've talked to, I've heard them talk about it, and I'm like, I don't want to like bring it up. But every time I'm hearing it more often, so maybe I'm going down the right rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I've heard of some crazy stuff.
If any of that stuff comes out, you're gonna watch the market die.
I'm like,
it's like you think Bitcoin, like they want to say that Bitcoin is used for illicit activities. Whoa. Wait until they get their hands on these NFTs.
Good old Melania Trump got hit for selling her own NFT to herself.
Oh yeah, and I've been telling people this happens all the time. Yeah. Fucking, you see a JPEG that goes off for fucking $1.2 million, and then what? 2 months later, you see it go for $150,000. It's like the dude sold it to himself from 2 different wallets, so it didn't look like him.
They're marketing, though. They are marketing. Yes, Bored Apes is marketing. That's the big thing. It's huge marketing.
Until people turn around and realize that it's not really unique. Until they find out that, at the end of the day, when they turn around, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
I was just agreeing with DogeLord in the chat.
I know. Yeah, but they're going to realize that there's nothing behind it. It's like... and they realize that what they have really isn't unique. It's like CryptoPunks. It's like, you got the only one, but there's 18,000 other ones.
Close to punks, yes, just for like the randomized and whatever. But some uses more than punks uses, but marketing. A lot of NFTs has a lot to do with marketing. A lot of them. It's interesting. Yeah, MCC. People got smart just like that. Because people were selling them for less to themselves in MetaMask and saying it's a loss. So that way they still own the NFTs. Yep. Claiming it for like taxes and everything, selling it at a loss. But really they just sold it to themselves.
Yep.
Smart. I mean, not financial advice, but
Just like Coinbase sits there
smart
and
if
lists
they had to do
everything
it.
that you move off of their website is sold.
Yeah, that they do. I remember doing that when I was first looking into it. That's what they market as. Or sold. And I'm like, sold? Not. It made things a little bit more confusing too, because you're like, I didn't sell it anything here, and you're like, I gotta, and then it shows like wallet address, and you're like, what? Why?
Yeah, really
Cash
weird
apps is
shit.
the same. Cash apps is the same way this year. Doing through my stuff, theirs was a little. The way they give you a 1099B, and but it doesn't list it outright. So you gotta like put it in yourself. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Seems like Wild West of crypto right now because it's not regulated. Yeah,
Basically,
part of the United States wants to ban it, and then you got Arizona being the first one that's going, we're going to legalize it, and you got a couple of mayors
got a couple other
that
states that are like
want.
about to go on the same route, and you're like,
Yep.
so what are we doing?
People realize the money's garbage.
Now they can't tax crypto that you earned from staking. So then, like some tech was saying, no, they didn't say mining yet, but like some tech was saying too, saying, I remember listening to the conversation, it was like, and you said it, how can they tax mining then? Because it's generated the same way, like quite literally.
Yep, they're still validating.
Exactly. Whenever you validate a proof of stake block, it's called mining. According to code, it's mining a block. It's just proof of stake. But it's created the same. So like it's the same function almost, just performed differently. Like pre-block. But yeah. But we have to tax mining. You can't tax stakeable income.
Right.
It's like keep changing it, man, and it's like they keep changing it, and then they don't make it very clear.
No, I don't.
And then you go talk to people, and they don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was talking to a CPA slash tax consultant out here, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to get involved with that." And I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, "Now you're not the only one talking about it with me, but you have given me more knowledge, more places to go find out some more information about it than most of the other people, which I appreciate." She's like,
because the other people probably don't know jack crap.
Right.
They're like, I got all this Bitcoin, I don't know what to do.
Right. And she was just like, she's like, until they figure out how they're going to do the taxation on it, she's like, I don't want to touch that stuff yet.
Yeah, because it's more of a headache on them. Like if something goes wrong, it's their fault. It's going to be on them. Like they don't want to touch it because it's going to be their fault if it's wrong. Because they're the ones that signed off on it with their stamp of approval. Like,
right, especially if they have a an insurance policy with it too. If there's an audit that they come in and they provide all the lawyers and everything like that, that gets expensive.
Yep. Then they're liable at that point.
Yep.
I get it. Does make it difficult though.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Did a lot of side work this year. I got paid out in crypto. A lot of it. A lot of side work. And ridiculous. I think that's what made it so difficult. Because you take the jobs, take the payouts and cash out, and everything, and then when you get the files at the end of the year, they weren't very they were poorly put together. But now you got to cipher through them. Oh my
Wheeling
god.
Crypto Electronics and Coffee. Hey guys, I got my rig up and running, but he has a question. Why, when the GPU he bought wouldn't post an image to the TV and tried all other methods, sent it back, then my CMP would not register a 1050 Ti
1050.
4 gig. What would be the issue with the rig?
So it didn't register the first card, and then didn't register the second card. So you probably need to look into the riser that you just put the cards into. That would be my next step. If either one of the cards are working, and they're both two different cards that you know were working, riser is going to be the next step. If you replace the riser with, like, if you go through a couple different risers, then you know that your step's going to be further down the line.
Or it's just you plug into the motherboard because it's an Intel with integrated graphics, and the BIOS on the motherboard is pointed at the internal graphics, and you need to reset it to push it out to the graphics card.
That could be true too.
And that would be an Intel thing too.
Could be a thing.
But that could be it. That it's trying to push video out to the motherboard, and nothing was wrong in the beginning to begin with.
Yep, I've seen it. I synced it.
I mean, shit. Whenever I got my my motherboard for my Threadripper, the first thing I had to do was update the BIOS. It wouldn't fucking post. Updated the BIOS and posted.
I placed it on the motherboard and nothing, and it wouldn't boot. Okay, yeah, so no riser issues. So yeah, like Nim was saying, would be your next solution would be
plugging it into the motherboard.
Where is it posting video to? Don't plug a graphics card into it.
Yeah, just pull video right from the motherboard itself, and if it goes to BIOS, then you have to change some settings in BIOS.
Kind of there, Colin.
Yeah, they've
actually said it still had no post image. So you did the BIOS thing and still had no post.
What motherboard? What CPU? Because if he has an H110 mining board, and he's got a Coffee Lake Intel CPU on there, it will not post. That board will not take Coffee Lake. So anything after the 3900 series would be, I think. Yeah, I forget what CPU I have. One of the CPUs I got. He's like, yes. Uh-oh. I might be onto something here. So double check to make sure that you don't have a Coffee Lake CPU on that H110 motherboard, if that's what you're saying yes to. Because if you did, you need to go return that CPU or go find somebody that'll buy it.
This Coffee Lake was that weird series where it was it was slotted for like that generation, but it wasn't that generation.
Right.
Kind of like
oh no, he did. Oh, you got the wrong CPU, bro. You got to make sure you get the right CPU for your motherboard, bro. He's got Coffee Lake in there.
That would be the reason, then. Kind of like whenever you're buying a what is it? Like a 2000 Chevy Silverado. You buying a 2000 or you buying a 2000.5? You know what I mean? Like, was it 2000 or was it 2000.5? Because they changed it or is it 2006? Sorry, 2006. They changed it mid year, and they changed the motor and everything over. But everything looked the same. But
right.
internally, everything was different. It was still a 2006 Chevy Silverado, but you had a different package. Like your engine and drivetrain was different, mainly for the diesel trucks. When they switched to the LBZ, same year. That it works with the CPU 8th gen. Before I had GDDR6 MSI X GPU, before I sold it off. Well, that's in the DCA. No, I'm not buying a Chevy Silverado. I just know that because I've owned Chevy Silverados. Specifically, like in the 2000s, and I was going to buy a 2006 Chevy Silverado 2500 diesel at one point. But you got to be specific about what part of 2006 you're buying.
Right.
The first half or the second half of 2006, because it depends on what motor you're getting.
Friday, Zeus, you're slow. What's your website today?
Always.
I'm like looking up stuff on his motherboard real quick.
Silverdale. The Silverdale or the Chevy Silverado. I mean, yeah, I guess. I've never heard of him as a Silverdale personally. He says, in an i9, I have the GeForce drivers on the rig, and it booted and recognized the GPU. So it's the wrong CPU? Is that what we're established?
What it seems like. It's either that he needs to do the a BIOS update, but
Well, it's posting without any GPUs. Like Intel
What's-
integrated graphics. So.
what's the Q code coming out on those? Because those things have a debugging Q code. What was the post code that it stopped at? That's usually the post code will tell you what's wrong. Because like I'm on there right now for Asus H370 Mining Master, and it shows this is the 20 GPU motherboard. That doesn't need the buy one adapters. They had all the, I believe that's what they had, all the USBs already on there. But it should have had a Q code. And wherever it stops, you just kind of look up the code and see what the failure is. If it failed initializing the CPU, did it fail during the initialization on the memory module? because that's something that Asus has always tried to do, is make sure that they have the debugging code on there. I love it. It's like, yes, with only CPU.
So you booted it with only the CPU and it boots?
First it was D6, and then I fixed that, and it showed FE, and then died. Let's see here. Asus, cool. Okay, so that would have been a power issue going to the GPU. FE. All right, so FE is showing communication problem with the DIMM slot, which is RAM. So at that point, you got to make sure one of two things is the issue. Either the RAM was not slotted in all the way, or two, you had the RAM in the wrong slot. People's biggest mistake is if you've got two RAM slots sitting next to the CPU, you actually start with the second slot in. So if you've only got two, it's the furthest slot from the CPU. If you put it into the first slot, it never recognized the RAM. Even though you had it slotted in properly, it never saw the RAM. It's like you have to have at least one RAM card in A2, not A1. You would think, I mean, everything in your brain would say A1 is where you put your first RAM slot in. But every motherboard for well over a decade, every one of them, they've standardized this. A2 DIN slot is the first slot. I mean, yeah, you could have had a PSU that blew up on you and took out the motherboard. I mean, it does happen. But seeing that it's hitting FE, that's usually a DIM slot.
My second RAM is broken. I need to desolder and only have two, the closest ones to the CPU, but the second doesn't. Well, if the second is priority and you only have one RAM slot and there one has to be in that one to populate, you're not going to post.
Right.
So if that one that is broken is slot A, where you have to have RAM in, even if you put one in slot B, it's not going to post.
And if you slotted a RAM that died onto that motherboard, that could have wiped out the CPU. If it put power, a 12-volt rail, to the CPU's fried. Because you've got to remember that the data lanes go directly to the CPU. Does not pass go, does not collect $200. It goes directly to the CPU.
It does not get RMA.
So if you slotted a bad RAM in there that needs to be desoldered, you could have killed the CPU. The motherboard, probably fine.
Motherboards I have found are
pretty resilient.
They are very resilient. They will take a lot of
They'll deal with anything but pin damage.
I am still running that motherboard that I got from DogeLord. Like still, like that is in my main PC as we speak, and that thing was near the water wall. People like it was in like a
A
rack
moisture
very
invite.
close to the water wall. It looks like it was probably dropped on the pavement at once. Like there's like scratch and like dent marks like in the cooler parts. And then hey man, I'm here multiple years later and it's still going strong. Mines renders video, like it's been putting in work for years and it's doing just fine. Doing just fine. It's crazy how
He's
things
going
work,
to
man.
go buy the DDR4 RAM slot because he broke the RAM sticking it into the RAM slot. Oh,
And you need to buy a new motherboard and RAM.
right. If you broke the RAM slot and it was A2, you need a new motherboard then. Ouch.
You could resolder it and like hope for the best, but like that point, like
Yeah, if
you'd
it
be
was
better
broke and
off.
you powered it up afterwards, you could have smoked a bunch of stuff on there.
Possible. You could be extremely lucky and solder it back and then be like good to go.
Man, are you trying to troll us
Lots
over
of-
here? Then he's like, it's
lots of
sliding
issues.
around. What the hell? You manhandled it.
It was in storage for 1 year. Still intact. I don't know, man. You're a brave soul. I mean, but I know, like, you say you can't really get computer hardware where, like, you're located. So, I mean, for you, it might be beneficial to fix it. Like, I get it. If you can fix it, fix it. But maybe now that we've said this, you know what's wrong. And prior to it breaking, you know that this is the cause of the issues.
Right?
One would think.
Right.
Well, it sounds like to me.
I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Ugh. I just
Avon,
sneezed.
I guess,
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah, Avon, Goblin. Yeah, we'll do, man. If you know what needs to be fixed, fix it. You sound very capable from all the years that you've been in chat.
Ah. Ooh.
So, that's my 2 cents, buddy.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try to fix it. It's on you.
I tested all the faster this year's and it was all good. $8 to $15 to fix. Do it, man. Sounds like you know what you're like. You know the plan of attack and you know how to fix it. Fuck it. Post pictures of that shit while you're doing it. That'd be cool. The DCA Gaming Adventures gaming chair. Dude, I've thought about it. Man, I've envisioned it in my head. So many cool gaming chairs that you see and have it like orange and blue. Or have it blue with like little orange accents.
Okay.
Or even black.
any of
Yeah,
these
you see
chairs.
you see those little inserts like right there in the middle. You know, like the
So
little triangular inserts.
these
You know, like,
these racing bucket chairs with the fake leather crap on there sucks for fucking gaming.
yep. I
Your
use a
fucking
regular computer.
your back
I
sweats,
use a
your
regular
ass
computer
sweats.
chair.
Even that chair, ugh. The chair you're in, no way. Whenever I get my chair next month, you'll see why I spent.
You
14...
still, I was like, you still ain't got that chair, man?
No, it'll be next month. They
Yeah, Snake in your scorpion chair.
no.
I
You
do
see,
that away forever.
right. I guess like the seat mechanism is on back order.
They'll do a video on my channel. Could I get a shout out? Yeah, dude, for sure. 100%. I don't have a link to your
Right, you have to DM that us to
you have DCA YouTube open? Like the studio open?
yeah.
Give him moderator real quick. I'll let him post his YouTube. That's pretty simple. Easiest way to do it. Post your you should have moderator status here in like a second. Post your YouTube channel.
Yeah, post your channel right now.
And then you can turn it back off in a second.
Oh, it's his name.
Well,
post a
now,
link.
So post it.
Post the link.
Post away. Enjoy. Enjoy the privilege of posting a name.
I just gave you permission. You can post. Post away, my dude.
Yeah. Post away before we head out of here.
So definitely go check out Wheeling Crypto Electronics and Coffee. Not sure what country was he in.
Sure he'll answer that question as soon as
Hey, Wheeling, is it are your videos in English?
If not, subtitles.
Right.
You guys post the link. You have the floor. That's right, Goblin. You have the floor.
I see no link.
I want the linky. Give me the linky. Oh, it's the stinky.
What, are you making grumpies over there?
No.
I think I found him. Let's see here.
Hi.
Oh, it's in English. That's good. Well, I believe I found it.
I'm working in Discord. Type the name.
There we go. I just posted the link to his channel.
I love it. It's okay, Goblin. We posted it. We circumvented the situation. Circumvented the situation.
I will give you one little bit of advice just by looking at that video for the 2 seconds that I saw it for. Take your phone and turn it sideways. It gives you full view instead of a vertical screen on YouTube. It'll give you full screen on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're not creating like a short, like a YouTube short, or posting a video on like Instagram or something, don't do it. Like a YouTube short video, do it. Post it in the upright view. Like not in the YouTube short video. Like it's better like this. Like posting in YouTube shorts. Like actual shorts. It's best like this. But if you're posting videos like this, but make sure you don't cover up your microphone if you're using your microphone right here.
Yep.
Because it's over here. So hold your phone like this, as uncomfortable as it is. Or at most like
this.
Selfie stick. Just don't block your camera. But yeah. Wide piece is the best. Wide view is the best view.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys, go sub to his channel. It's amazing for all the community support that we always give, and people love to support.
And he's only got 3 subscribers. He's only got 3 subscribers.
Do it.
But let's get him up to 10. Oh, we got 4.
I'll turn the microphone up. I was using a webcam on DDR2. Oh, yeah. So you were limited to the DDR2s. Sad.
We got 5. We got 5.
Yep. Dunzo. Dunzo with the subscriber. And while you're here on our videos, guys, make sure you like, subscribe with the bell notification so you time we go live here on the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. We would thank you. We will be going live here, hopefully on Tuesday. Hopefully Jagos should be going live and getting back to schedule on Tuesday, and doing his trading with the views. And then Wednesday, hopefully I'll have my partner back, and we'll get to go over DeFi project, like DeFi charts and things like that of that aspect, trading and navigating those waters. And then of course on Thursday, you have me. I'm gaming, play some games on Play to Earn Thursdays. Fridays, you know what it is. FA Friday night. And then you roll back around to the freaking awesome day of the week, Saturday. Just an awesome lineup of the week. Mondays and Sundays are the day offs currently. You're all FA. Not a problem, Wheelan. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for being awesome and stopping by and showing your support here. You're FA. You're all FA.
To all you sexy motherfuckers, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome. Ooh. Woo!
All awesome, guys. You all have a fantastic rest of your evening, wherever you are, and happy hashing.
Right. May your watts be low and your hash be high. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So if you guys got any other comments or questions, we're going to head up out of here. Call it a night.
Mhm.
So if you're not already in the community, guys, join Discord. It is free, guys, free. If you're been here for a while, find some value in it, you might want to check out the links to Patreon. Not too overly outrageous there, but you can help support your favorite YouTuber. Yo.
X to the year.
Hell yeah, man. So if guys got anything else going on, we're gonna head up out of here. Definitely. We'll see you, all your smiling, hashing faces, on the next one, everybody. And keep it savage, yo.
Yo.
Peace.